Okay, so part 2 to what we were just talking about, the stop comparing and the blessings police. I'm telling you, just worry about yourself. How you gonna focus on your grass if you looking at somebody else's, right? So, say all that to say, some of y'all may have been experiencing those exact examples, or it in different ways, whatever. And it was also God could show you their rightful place in your life, not to judge them, but for the appropriate position in your life and for protection. He was revealing to you their heart towards you. And like I said, I have to be mindful of the fact, like, he always brings it back down to whom much is given, much is required. I do have to understand how tremendously blessed I am with different things. I didn't have to experience different things growing up. Yes, I did have to experience other things. That's why you don't compare the good or the bad, right? But I realize I'm fortunate in a lot of different ways. And so when you have been given much, he expects much. Much is understanding. Some of that much, understanding that people have hurts and pains and traumas and wounds that you don't know what it's like to have. Right? That comes with spiritual maturity, that comes with loving people harder, that comes with not judging them even when those demons are moving through those wounds, right? I don't have to judge you, but I know where to place you, and that's not really close to me. Do you get what I'm saying? So this next final exam visual he gave me was, you know how you can be taking the test and it's like match the things on the left to the appropriate thing on the right, like whether it's a definition or a match, like this goes with that, whatever. So that's the visual he gave me. I don't know if y'all can see the little lines I did right there, and you just kind of draw from one side to the other. So here's a couple of things. Know if they're struggling with jealousy. You need to know if they're struggling with comparing and competition. You need to know if they've done things and have it in them to sabotage, to lie and stuff, to mess up what you have going on. If they're the type that would try to take it and swipe it because they feel like you got enough going on, right? You need to know that. You need to know if they would try your man. I've had so many different things go on. It was like, oh, you wouldn't, you're not even gonna be at the wedding, sis. No, right? So something else I wrote down was, that's not your true friend if she doesn't support you but wants to be in the know. That went on a lot last year. Like, you don't support anything I got going on, and yet you get mad if I don't tell you what I have going on. That don't make no sense to me. If she doesn't know how to be genuinely happy for you. And here's another note. Even when they can admit it, that don't mean nothing. Because I used to think at least they can identify that they're struggling with it. No. If I know you're struggling with it and you know you're struggling with it, why would I keep you close to what's near and dear to me? Why would I bring you around my man? Why would I want you at the wedding? Why would I want you on the team? We got to be smart. Not to judge them, but we got to be smart. So even in them admitting it, because I've had friends tell me that it's hard for me to be happy for you. Why? Because I feel like I don't have what you got going on. That's comparison. You need to be aware of that. Why are you comparing your life to mine? And I used to try to be the person that was like, no, don't do that. And try to speak life over them and all that. That didn't work. They were still comparing. So I just pray for them from a distance. And I got to keep the distance there, because I've dreamt of Jezebel moving through women in my life trying to seduce my man. And then I had to check it God, maybe the enemy was just trying to make me push everybody away. No, because then when it happened in real life, it was like, oh my gosh, you showed me. And I just didn't want to believe it. Do y'all get what I'm saying? I don't play that. It has to be a relationship. I had this girl befriend me, and they just want to get in so that they can mess it up. I'm going to get in, act like I'm helping, act like and then as soon as it's at the point where it could help her, I'm going to mess it up and try to cause chaos, and it don't ever work, right? But that's that spirit, right? So just be mindful. And your kingdom spouse does have a pure heart, and so does the friends that God is going to send you. So if y'all can't tell by all the examples and things that I've been giving y'all all the time, I've gone through it a lot. And me and my mom was just talking about this. Sometimes I don't know if it's the whole major thing I went through that still had me looking at women like crazy, or if it's the stuff, it's constant. I really used to think it was me, maybe it is a spirit of rejection, but then stuff kept happening and I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it. I keep trying to be friends with people and love them unconditionally, and and they keep doing crazy stuff. You get what I'm saying? And so one of my biggest blessings though through YouTube has been the genuine souls he has sent me. the genuine sisters, those who are pure in heart and don't do the comparing and stuff, because I can't handle it. That's been one of my biggest blessings. Now, there have been some that try to befriend me and stuff, and it's like a conversation or two in, it's like, you comparing, I ain't got time for this. Like, I don't, where he said, I don't have time for this. You're not going to be able to be my friend if you're doing that. You're not going to be able to be anybody's friend if you're doing that. Not a genuine friend, because why are you trying to compete with her? You don't compete with your friends. What are you doing? You get what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for those of y'all who are like my real deal friends who didn't, who wasn't on like no weird stuff. And this is me talking to y'all like this. We really talking, right? Thankful for that. But the enemy has used that same thing to send in people who were not my friend, like at all. And it comes on a personal accountability thing too, which is why we're having these tests. It's kind of like, okay, is she comparing and competing? Not too close. Is she pure in heart? Friend, like inner circle friend, right? Does she have a hard time supporting you? Not too close, right? Does she say slick stuff? Hater. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Has she tried to sabotage or seduce or something and somehow? Enemy. And I don't care if you come in disguised as a friend. You're an enemy. Do you get what I'm saying? So that is why we've had to go through this. I've gone through so many different things. It was like, God, I don't want to keep failing this test. I don't. Because it's not like these same things aren't going to continue to get sent your way. But we have to know how to draw the lines. How to give them the appropriate places and positions in our lives so that we can protect what God is doing. And even protect our own hearts. Because if you go through enough stuff, come on, Holy Spirit, then your heart becomes not pure. Because you're so jaded by the different things. You got to protect your peace and your purity. Come on, Holy Spirit. Now, I must say, I was talking to my mama yesterday, and she was like, Megan, you really have never acted like that. And I was like, thank you, Mom. Like, even when I was going through different things, even when I was miserable, I just don't bother people. I just don't. My dad is like that. He could care less. Like, and for me, it's like, it's not that I could care less. It was more so like, it hurt my feelings, but like, I don't care to bother people. I just don't, because I don't like to be bothered, right? So, and now he's showing me like an open-ended essay question, like the importance of having a pure heart, the importance of still loving your enemies, even if you know you have to draw that line from this to enemy or from this to haters. But what's the bigger picture? And now he's giving us open-ended type essay questions on this exam. And I'm always really happy for others. Like, I feel like when other people win, I win. Like, I've always been like that. I'm very empathetic. I don't be like, I'm not like that. I be excited for other people. I really do. And I think that's why it hurts my feelings when everybody else don't be happy or excited for me or support me. Because the same folks that I would support and do all that in different ways, I don't get that back. And that's why it hurts my feelings, because that's how I am. You get what I'm saying? So, and I'm going to continue to be that way, but you got to know where you can wholeheartedly be like that. And you can still do it with other people where you won't get it back, because that's what the heart check was, right? Like, we lend and give knowing we're not going to get nothing back, right? Because that's what makes us different. So I pray this blesses somebody. And I had to come to the realization that everybody don't care as much about this topic because they haven't experienced it as much. But your girl going through the ringer with jealousy her whole life. Like, if it's not for you, that's perfectly okay. But if it is for you, I believe that God set you over here, right? Because it's part of my story, my experience. And that's what he got us doing over here. And the last thing is that I was getting ready. He always do this when I'm in the bathroom. Mo3 came on. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. Everybody ain't... Y'all heard the song? If you haven't, that's fine too. But he gave me that. And I was like, well, that's confirmation. So, or it started playing. So, yeah. To summarize both, stop comparing. And don't be out here being the blessings police. Like, you have no business counting somebody else's blessings or trying to regulate when and how much they receive. And then he has shown us their rightful place in our life. And now that we are aware of all these things, it's so that we can move accordingly, understanding that the devil is going to move how he moves, which is through people. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, right? But the enemy moved through flesh and blood. So I love y'all. See y'all in the next few videos.